1.9. Yeah, like and subscribe. Shout out to all of you. Our listeners, head to our YouTube channel, Foolish Club Media. This is the Nightly Fix. Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe as we are here every single night, Sunday through Thursday. Yeah, Sunday through Thursday, every single night. Playoff basketball going right now. The Rockets. How about it, Big O?
H-Town, baby. H-Town, baby. Hold down, baby. Yeah. They ain't got nothing on us. They ain't got nothing on us.
Okay, shut up.
Y'all here.
Okay, are you done?
No.
Don't
really
even
good.
care. You really don't even care.
Didn't think they had been.
Good job, guys.
But shout out to the Rockets as the B Block podcast, which will be a new episode coming out tomorrow. Should be entertaining with the Rockets winning and they're staying alive, forcing a game 6, and really blew them out. They were up 30 at one point. Then it got interesting when it seemed like both teams threw the white flag up and put in their bench pieces. But then, what do you know? The Warriors bench pieces start beating the brakes off of the Rockets bench pieces, and the lead went from 30 to 13. And then next thing you know, they had to bring back in their starters, and next thing you know, they got it back down to 13. But the Rockets extended the lead, and they get a big dub. And right now, the Lakers and the Timberwolves, and I ride with the Lakers. The Lakers and Timberwolves are in a thank God a tight one. I'll be honest with you, as someone pulling for the Lakers, this looked bad from the jump, man. This looked real bad from the jump, and I'll be honest with you, it still doesn't look great. The only thing that I can look at is Luka has played pretty poorly, and they're still in the game. But outside of that, it has looked rough. They are lucky to be down by 16 or by 6 points, but they are struggling. They are struggling in this game, just struggling with the size. And like, I'll be honest, and you know how I feel, and I ride with my boys, but I am someone that is honest and very honest about things. Very honest. It may be my own truths, but very honest. And that is, hey boss, like, I don't see how the Lakers can win this series. I mean, I don't think they're going to win. Honestly, I don't feel good about them even winning this game. They may be able to win this game, but if you just watch, and like I said, like, there's one thing with the Lakers, you could say, oh, Luka's 1 for 6. He only has 8 points, and LeBron only has 8 points. But Edwards only has 4 points, and we know he's their best player. But, I mean, you just watch and just look and say, one team is just scoring, and everything looks so much easier for that one team. That's what it looked like for the Rockets tonight. One team, everything looks easy. The other team looks like they are fighting like hell to get every single piece of anything that they get. And that's what it looks like with the Lakers. And this size, I mean, Rudy Gobert is just kicking their ass. They can't. That hadn't been a problem all series. And And then JJ is just doubling down on this thing. I mean, he is looking at this and just like, you know what? Like, yeah, we struggling when it comes to size, but I'm not going to slow it down because we are just going to keep struggling when it comes to size. So, keep you updated here. It don't look good at all for the Lakers as somebody who's pulling for the Lakers. This looks like this is going to be bad, and LeBron going to hear about it. Right? LeBron going to hear about it, and this is one of the things that Luka Doncic is going to really, really love. And I don't know if he's going to love, but he is going to see a change in, even though I'm probably the best player on the team, I don't get any of most of the negativity is going to run to LeBron because it just kind of rolls that way when you are on a team with LeBron. And it'll be well deserved for all of them. Because it's just been terrible, but they just can't do nothing with these dudes right now, and we'll see what happens. They are now down by 10. Again, they had fought to get it to 2 multiple times. They were down by 16 earlier. It just seems like they can just get shots whenever they want, and everybody sees what the problem is. They have to get some size.
The Lakers suck. It's obvious.
Right there. There is where we are in today's fandom and people. The Lakers just suck.
You know what I like about Serda's response is that he started smiling well before he said that. Like, I noticed he was like, and then he got the chance to get that shot off. I love it.
And Steve has not extensively watched the Lakers, even so I know this is just matchup is just brutal for them. And
it's all right, Ron. Lakers can be trash. It's all right to like a shitty team. It's okay.
Okay. And 10 days ago, there was aspirations of going on a run and winning an NBA title, and now it's just admitting that you're just not good. And
I thought heartache was a part of the
team that you should beat.
Yeah, this isn't heartache, and especially coming from you two, you guys have no idea what. Well, one of them knows sports a bit.
Bitch, I play basketball. Calm down.
You don't.
I don't play basketball anymore.
You don't watch the NBA. You don't know anything.
I don't watch the NBA, but I play basketball.
Like I said,
I play football.
When you say good, hell, I play soccer. I don't know. I've played soccer.
What?
I don't know. I've played soccer. I don't know I don't know the ins and outs of soccer, just like you know the ins and outs of the Lakers or the NBA. But we'll see how this thing ends. Okay. Yeah. It's like literally, it's not even worth debating because you don't. It would not be a fair debate.
So you don't even feel like teaching me or anything. Yeah, you're just gonna.
Oh no! There's no. You don't want to be taught. You're going for trying to anger. You're not in this to be taught. No. I don't like it doesn't work for somebody who has not watched a full game of the Lakers this season. No, it does not. It's not. Maybe not even a quarter. Maybe a full game, not even a quarter. And that goes for you too, Steve. But congratulations.
We actually get into the thick of the playoffs when we see good teams play to really dive into the NBA postseason.
Yeah, you're not going to watch any of it. So again, we talk about football receivers. I'll believe you when you say you're going to watch that. You'll know the cliff notes. But no, we'll keep you updated on that. A lot to get to tonight. Steve hopefully did his job, as we will do a black movie review tonight with Steve Serda. Love Jones is on the docket. We'll also pick next week's movie coming up a bit. I'm sure we've got a very tame heat check coming up.
Hey, calm down. Whoa, tame heat check.
It's just. I mean,
is that your way of insulting me? I can get crazy stories. I got crazy stories for days.
I'm not trying to insult. I'm just saying that it's just gonna probably be tame, but it will be fun and entertaining.
He says it again. He says tame.
Is it work? Is it working? Is that what you said to me earlier? Is it working? is it working? No. But I do want to hit a couple of these stories that have intrigued me. In the last week, we've seen like two really, really dumb punk ass moves from one end of the spectrum when it comes to age. And now we're seeing one of them pay for it. So we talked about the Shedeur Sanders situation, which was the number one story over the weekend in the draft. And one of the big parts of that story was Jeff Ulbrich, who is currently the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. His son, Jax Ulbrich, who's 21 years old in college, found his dad's open laptop that had a bunch of phone numbers there, like league NFL phone numbers. No telling how many he has, but he came across Shedeur Sanders' phone number. And as we know, Shedeur Sanders, who he thought and many others thought he would go in the first round, ended up going in the fifth round. So old buddy, his son, called him and pranked him, acted like he was the Saints and prank called him. And Shedeur really kind of bought it for a bit. And then obviously he found out it wasn't him. They were caught, and
they weren't caught. They filmed themselves.
Yeah, I know it. They
filmed themselves.
They caught themselves, so they were caught. And then the next thing you know, my man, the Atlanta Falcons, they got fined $250,000, and then old Jeff Ulbrich, he got fined $100,000 in this bad boy. And I find it really interesting what I hear from people. Like I heard Stephen A. He needs to get his ass whipped. Somebody needs to get his ass. That's been the thing that I would kick his ass. Now, first off, I don't have a 21-year-old. I mean, the oldest I've got is 11. I don't think anybody is fighting their 21-year-old. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say there are none.
I'm looking at this guy right now, and I see nothing but like he is going to beat that child. He is going to beat that child.
Yeah. It's not a child. He's 21. Like he's not going to go. He's not going to go to the garage and say, "All right, drop him. Let's fucking go." Like he's not, like that's not how this thing is going down, right? And on the other one, he's not going to make his son pay him back $100,000, right? Like
have to mow a lot of lawns or something, dude. That's crazy. $100,000
or mow a lot of lawns. Like, but honestly, like I'm sitting here now. Listen, you guys have been raised. You guys have parents, so you've seen parenting. Like me, as the only parent on the docket. Like I'm trying to think, like honestly, how this goes, right? Like how this thing rolls about in terms of like how he reacts to his kid about this, because obviously this puts him in jeopardy. He could have lost his job, and now he's got to pay $100,000. The team now has to pay major money. Like it become a huge ordeal. What? Like I don't even know how you handle it. Like I know it sounds cool to say like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick his ass" or make him. Like I don't even like I would be, and this now some people may be listening to this and hear this word and have some feels. I would be so hurt, like as a parent, like that you didn't have, and it would fuck with my own head. I'd be so hurt, one, that you didn't give two shits about how I make my living and my reputation. Two, I would then be like, it would be a mind fuck to me of like, yo, what have I been doing wrong? Like, what did I do that this cat would think this cruel thing he did was, yeah, man, this is it. this is the move right here. Yeah, like to be that assholish, like that, like I don't even know what I would do. Like I know I don't even want to talk to him. I don't even know what I would do.
I got an idea already. So first of all, you're taking away the car that his father obviously bought for him because he looks like that kind of kid that has his father buy his first car and he's 21 or whatever. Then you make him come home for the summer from college. And Ron, what do y'all think is like the worst job for a team?
For like the Falcons? Oh.
Yeah, what do you think is the worst job?
I can't think of a job that would be like.
I'm talking about washing clothes and shit.
Clean up yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I guess,
but for free, and like have the Falcons be in on it and stuff like that. It takes a village to raise this child. You know what I mean? Like make him work for the summer for free for the Falcons, not meet anybody, not any sort of cool job where you're gonna get to see some sort of like athletes or something like that. No, you got to clean out toilets in the stadium, at the training facility, day in, day out, 6 a.m. And on top of that, since you don't have a car, you're going to have to take the bus there. I want you to take the bus there every single day.
Listen, I think those are better ideas of where I am. But like I would be in such like I think eventually, yes, you're going to have to do something, right? But like, man, I'm in the States. Just get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, just don't like. It's not even like it's like you know how like when all that like that deep thought that you kind of put into like this is what I want him to do. Like I'm not even into like punishment because like to me this is further than punishment. Like I don't think me whooping his ass or me, making him pay me the $100,000 that I know he doesn't have. Hell, I did all of this so he wouldn't have to do this. So he could. Like I would be so like I would have a hard time, fellas, trying to figure out what is the proper way to go about this. To understand that he has learned something from this or like that he gets this. And like, I like your thought, but I don't know if that is a thought in which I'm like, yeah, man, he'll fucking know now after he's, washing the balls, the jock straps, that stuff. Like I'm trying to get to like I'll be honest with you. You know what it would start with for me? Like we would have to have a family therapy session. Like I need a third party, and I need like we gotta fix like what? Where did I go wrong? Where did I?
Human, Ron, for going to therapy so quickly. I like that.
Well, I've listened for a few days. People go into this Serda, and it's been all of that kind of stuff. Like I make manual labor, and I'm like, no, man, like that, like. This is deep. Like this dude just put all of this shit in jeopardy. Like all of this in jeopardy. Like all of it. And
that kid's lived a very privileged life because of his father's career. Like this legitimately is something that like his father's going to be remembered for now.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Like and the ironic thing is dude, he is like Shedeur, the way from all of accounts that they've made, and you know the reputation that people have about Shedeur and the thought about Shedeur is they said, man, they handled it amazingly. Like they took our call, they accepted, our apology. They did it like they handled it in a way that he said, honestly, they didn't have to. And it's just like that, like, I don't know, boy, that troubled that troubled the shit out of me.
How about this for a little bit of a solution? And it'll be entertaining at the same time. You know how I brought up Celebrity Deathmatch a couple of weeks ago? We have Shedeur Sanders versus this guy's kid. Shedeur is like 23. This kid's like 21. I feel like it's a fair fight. Gloves, helmets on, everything. know what I'm saying? Just one quick round.
Jeff Ulbrich
6
is
minutes.
a former NFL player. Like his son's probably not tiny. Like Shador's not
That's what I'm saying.
Shador's not the biggest guy in the league by any means.
It's feeling more fair as we talk about it. I'm just saying, realize consequence. You know, there's consequences to every single action, and a quick way to learn that's get punched in the face. That's a really quick way to learn that.
But like,
y'all can't see this, but my hands are up like this. Like, hey.
I mean, I think there's got to be. I'm in favor of there being a consequence other than him just getting chastised by his family. But this is something that's going to carry. Jeff Ulbrich's going to have to carry around for a while. Every family gathering, every dinner, every time he hangs out with his buddies, like this is something that's going to follow him around for a while. And I would have a hard time getting over that. Like, this is something I'd be like, just yeah, I don't want to speak to you for 30 days. Like I don't want to speak to you for a while until I could get past this. But also, I think this shows the power of Shedeur Sanders and why he was this story over NFL draft weekend, because these kinds of things have happened before. This isn't a new thing. And then it happened to other players, and it wasn't all linked to the Falcons. Like, there was other players who got prank called from however these people got a hold of their numbers, which if I have lots of people's numbers in my phone that I have no business having, and it's strictly just from working in the media and asking and trying to make connections and trying to get phone numbers and contacts for people. And like, I would be upset if somebody got a hold of the numbers that I know for sure work. There's some that I'm sure don't, but like, I don't think this is this shouldn't be that big of a story. I don't think. And it's even bigger now because the NFL actually fined the Falcons for it. But this isn't the first time things like this have happened. I think it's specifically because it's Shedeur Sanders, and it happened to him while he was in the middle of one of the biggest draft slides that we have ever seen.
Yeah, well, that's why it became a big deal. Like, they prank called Abdul Carter, who went 3. Like he went 3rd in the draft. Yeah, like it's like this was clearly in the midst of, like, you know, Isaiah Bond is probably the closest person who went undrafted, but I think there was probably a real thought that could happen with his kind of his legal thing going on. But like, this was in the midst of, like, yo, man, this has got to be a tough thing for this cat. And in the midst of this has got to be a tough thing for this cat. Like, this dude went in there and just said, man, I want to be cruel. I want to make him feel worse. I want to, because like, you're not you're not stupid. You know what you're doing it because you think, oh man, I really want to pile on. Right. Like it. And like, for instance, like you said, Serda, this guy's a former NFL player, which means he knows what it's like to be sitting there on the draft night, or how much that someone has worked, or how hard it is to get to this point, and how emotional draining that point is. And your son just said, hey man, shits and giggles time. Let's do it. So for me, I don't know. And then last night, the Tyrese Halliburton situation, where it's the reverse. The kid has to look at their father who is doing stupid shit. Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, Giannis, a heartbreaking loss. We talked about it a bit last night, as they blow that lead, and then their season ends. And hell, his time in Milwaukee may have ended with it. But they go and do this, and my man Tyrese Halliburton's father, who's got to be in his late 40s or 50s, I'm guessing, walks out onto the court as Giannis is just in like the midst of one of the worst moments of like just, you can tell it's in his face. He's just sitting there dumbfounded that this just happened. This cat runs out with the towel of his son in the face of Giannis, who's just standing there, like looks like he's just reflecting on what has happened and how this just occurred. And this fool gonna go over there and talk about, this is what we fucking do. This is what we fucking do. You can't mess with my fucking son. This is what we fucking do. Talking shit to Giannis. And like, now this dude's got to come out in a apologized for his father, and now he's made. Now, clearly, I want to say the Jack situation is worse than this, but this is still a deal of like embarrassment. Now, nobody talking about you who won the game, and now you got to go up in there for your father because your dad that came out here and lost his damn mind. I mean, it is just a wild, wild west around here. Why I act like I'm certain to me Tyrese has a much easier way of handling this than Albrecht does for his son, because you know your dad was just riding for you. You lost your mind. I'm cracking up. I'm seeing his wife, boy's mama. She's just standing there like, will someone step in and grab this old man? But no, man, it was crazy that the kid had to come up and be the mature one over the father who has lost his mind and went right up to Giannis and start talking shit. Like that was just wild.
Everybody's got embarrassing family, man. You know, like, I mean, I definitely have hella stories about how embarrassing my parents can be. Everybody, I'm sure his dad was drunk, you know, a little liquored up, talking all that cash money shit. You know,
he just saw. I mean, he must have just saw Giannis and just said,
fuck him.
I guess this is my chance.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing that gets me, and I just want to make this very clear, and you all may disagree with me. The thing that gets me is, so Giannis, you know, he went Michelle Obama, and he took the absolute high road at his press conference, and he went in and say, I believe that you handle victory with class, and you don't have to, just because you won doesn't give you I don't believe it just gives you the ability to just go and talk trash in somebody's face. I don't know about that. I'm a trash talker when I win. So, but he went in and everyone was really impressed. And yes, man, it was like, I give him credit for how he handled it in the restraint. But I also want to know, I want it to be clear. In my opinion, I think he handled it well and right. I think if he shoved that man on the ground, he would have been in rights of handling that right. Like,
how old is this man?
I don't know, 40s and 50s. I don't know. But this man, he don't know him. He didn't even know it was his father at first. He just thought it was a fan that just ran up on him and just was talking shit. Like, in that moment, just thinking about where you were, where he was at 30 years old, and just having a devastating loss after he's put everything in it, and some dude is up in his face talking shit to him. I mean, cash shit. Like, I'm just saying, yes, he was able to show restraint, but I also believe he is well within the bounds, and I don't think he should have been looked at wrong if he two-hand shoved that man.
I feel like we would have been in a Will Smith slap situation had he done that.
See, I think Will was completely out of bounds. I think that's a different thing. But I'm just saying, if you walk up on somebody like that, like, yes, I think, hey, kudos to you if you walk off. But if that occurs and in that moment, if he shoved that man down, I think it would have been. I would have been all right with that, and I would have I'd have thought he handled it well then too. Because that's some shit you're just asking for. You're just absolutely asking for, and I just like that part to me when that man had to go to that podium and apologize for his father. Yeah, man. I had to sit my father down in the back and let him know, man. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with that. That wasn't right. Yeah, that's on some straight up bullshit. All right, let's hit a heat check real quick because I can't wait to get to
right now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hit it right now. Let's hit a heat check because I can't wait to hear this breakdown of Love Jones coming up from Serda coming up a little bit later.
All right, guys. So for today's heat check, I don't really have a hot take, more as I have a problem. I have a problem, and I'm bringing it to my brain trust to see if y'all might be able to help me out with it. I guess the question is, how many times do you let a coworker slide before you got to check them? You know what I mean? And I'll tell a couple of stories. So First off, I'm a manager at this store, a record store, and I guess I'm an assistant manager. There's a store manager there, right?
I was gonna say thank you. Let's get it right. You're not. I was about
Okay,
to say
calm down.
you made
Calm
the
down.
you made the climb
Calm
to
down.
manager quick. They put
Calm
you
down.
on
Hey,
fries, didn't they?
I might have to
Go
pretty
ahead.
soon.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the guy, he's like a super anxious type cat, constantly complaining, constantly just bitching about work, and he obviously doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? But this is his first job since COVID. His wife is a nurse, so she takes care of the entire family. She's the breadwinner and stuff like that. His whole thing is, if I quit, my wife is going to kill me. So he's in that kind of mind state whenever he comes into work. He's just like, damn, I hate this job, but like, if I quit, my wife is going to kill me. So he finds the most like little minuscule things to complain about. Threatens to fire everyone constantly.
He's a fire threatener.
Yeah. Threatens to quit constantly. He's like, dude, I'm 5 minutes from quitting. I'm 5 minutes from quitting. I'm 5 minutes from quitting. I pick up a lot of his slack. First story. So one day we get this huge order in of a bunch of records or whatever. And like he knows that they usually come around like 4:00. He schedules himself till 5. They don't get there till like maybe like 4:30, 5:00 hits, he's out the door. So I'm left with like maybe like 300 records that I have to like put in inventory, price out, do all these things to, which I don't have a problem with doing, but it does take a while, right? So I'm doing that for like the next like 3, almost 4 hours. 8:30 hits, we close at 9:00. He called, or he texts me, he says, hey, I have some really important information, and I need you to call me ASAP. I'm thinking like something bad's happened, the store's gonna close, some bullshit like that, right? I call him up. I'm just like, hey, what's the problem? He's like, hey man, so I just found out that from another store that this guy's been the manager there for 2 years and he hasn't gotten a raise. And I'm like, what is this? We've been here for a month and a half, dog. What does this have to do with me? He's just like, I'm just saying like that we're out here working hard and stuff like that, and there's no chance of getting a raise. I was like, we don't even know that we're going to be here in a year to get said raise.
But he's thinking about you. He's thinking down the line.
He's thinking down the line, I guess. But so I tell him, I was like, hey, this is not the way to get me to do things. You know what I mean? I don't need you complaining and stuff like that. So he kind of rectifies that situation. Next time he opens up, I'm in between, like I work my radio job, then I work this other job, and I have like a couple hours in between. I go visit a friend, I'm hanging out. He sends me a text saying that, hey, there's no more drinks allowed in the store. He's freaking out. I was like, what happened? He said, oh, someone, I guess there was a hole in someone's cup. They spilled a little bit of drinks like in the store and stuff. And then he was kind of mad about that. I was like, okay, no, that's understandable. That's fine. But you definitely got to tell people like, hey, no drinks in the store. He calls himself a beta. He's too weak to actually go up to people and be like, hey, I need you to put your drinks down or not be in the store, blah, 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 right? Later that day, so there was this record by this band called Party Next Door. It's kind of like a sexually explicit cover. It has this girl definitely getting back shots with the lower back tattoo.
Hell
yeah, and that's the cover. So I put it up as a display thinking it'd be funny as hell. Like I'm just like, this will be hilarious. I guess parents are coming in there, they don't like it, they keep turning it around. This happens a couple of times. I put it back in the bin. He decides to put it back up and puts a little piece of paper that says, if you touch our displays, you will be. Are you Googling Party Next Door right now?
No. I'm listening
intently. I don't believe you at all, Ron.
I'm not. I'm listening to you.
It's one word. It's one word. It's Party Next Door 2 is the album you're looking for.
I'm not looking for anything.
Okay, whatever, dude. Anyway, so he's freaking out about that. Something else happens where the internet starts going out. He has to make a phone call in order to get the internet turned back on, but his phone doesn't work in the store. He's going crazy. I go to the back room to see where he's at, to see what's going on with the internet. He's back there flipping the fuck out. Like, I'm talking about crazy eyes, screaming, fucking yelling, like, I can't fucking do it. I fucking quit. I'm fucking done. I'm just like, okay, dude, what do you need me to do? Like, how can I help you? He's like, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I'm just like, okay, that's not the way to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to,
that's a tough one for me. Yeah.
Don't yell at me. You know what I mean? And so I end up calling the owner, get it, rectified. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. I go back there. This man is boohoo crying in the back. And I know where his mindset is. He's just like, if I quit this job that I really want to quit, my wife is going to kill me. My whole thing is, if you don't like a job, don't do it. You know what I mean? If you're not into the job, if it's not at least like paying the bills that you need to pay and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, he's making everyone else miserable. You know, I have this great time in Austin this weekend. I'm chilling, having a good time. He knows I'm at a fucking music festival. He decides to hit me up at 12:30 at night, the very last day, the very last Sunday, telling me that he's going to fire everyone, that he's going to fire the entire staff besides me and the lead key.
Because so what are you? Are you like his right-hand man?
Pretty much. Like, I've asked him several times, like, hey, what do you need me to control so you don't have all this on you? You know what I mean? And
well, first off, you got to create some.
First of all, I'd be like, don't ever text me again at 12:30 at night.
Yeah, we got
okay. Check it.
We got to create some. Me during working hours when I'm not there. If it's an emergency, you can hit me up. Don't ever text me at that time ever again on a Sunday.
Well, yeah, we got to create some boundaries because there's no like he's the manager. You're the like. I'm not trying to be an ass, but you are lower down. What would he be needing to call you at 12:30 to fix? Like that's all thing. Like
that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, he wasn't even calling me to fix it. He was calling me just to you. He was trying to complain about it. And then when I was like, hey, here's how we fix this situation, he wasn't trying to hear it. And then he said something, and I was just like, hey, man, number one, don't text me at, after midnight and stuff like that if you're just going to be rude, because what he said was rude at the end of the day, right? And he just goes, you know what, fine. I'm just not going to text you about anything that has to do with work ever again. I'm just going to make the decisions and let you know whenever I see you at work. And I was just like, all right. And now, mind you, all these times that he's done these things, he'll like see red, and then like later on come to me and be like, hey man, I apologize for my actions. I'm really, really sorry. Like, I'm really sorry that I did that, blah, blah, blah. This is now the third time that he's apologized to me. And at this point, I'm just like, I kind of want to just tell him to fuck off and quit. Because if I were any other kind of person, I feel like every single time that he'd be like, man, I really want to quit this job, I'd be like, fucking do it so I can be manager. You know what I mean? But
I would, or I would go to the owner and be like, this dude's not qualified to have this job.
Well, I was going to say
he's being a crybaby and he's making everybody miserable. Like, I don't have sympathy or patience as like for people that like go out of their way and hate places so much and go out of their way to make everybody's lives miserable. Then I'm like, just quit. Okay. Because I'm here just trying to work, and I'm here hustling, and I'm doing what I need to do and what I'm here and obligated to do. So if all you're going to do is make everyone else's time here worse, then just leave because you suck. Like, I don't have sympathy for that. I will just be like, quit. Just quit because no one likes you.
Well, hold on. See, I think he's starting to bleed into your decision making. Like, why? Like, so what would quitting come across for? Because
no. I'm not saying I want to quit.
Oh, I thought you were saying like
no. Like, he's constantly saying that he wants to quit. So I'm just like, if I were any other kind of person, I'd be like, do it. Oh, just fucking do it.
So you like the gig. Like, you like the gig, right? Like,
I love the job. The job's fun. Yeah. It's working in a record store. I love music. It works perfectly for me. I get to talk to people about music all day. What more do I really want right now?
Yeah, like,
besides, like,
do you I guess as we talk this out, right? Have you, because Serda's just going to be a quick bomb, this sucker. Is what Serda's gonna do. He just fuck the guy. Like, I'm Serda's strong of emotion right there. All right, let's peel back this a bit.
I don't have patience for that. I have done that exact thing to people. I'm just like, just leave. Everyone would have a better time if you aren't here. Like, just leave. Stop complaining about it. Stop pretending like you're too scared to do it, and just suck it up and do it and shut up. Like, I'm here to work. I'm here to make money, and I'm here to put my time in and get out. I don't want to hear this. I just want to do the job.
Yeah. First for me is like, do you think you have had enough conversations with him that it's time to go to somebody above him? Like, do you think you've had enough? Because, like, I am just someone, I want to exhaust every point until I go above this, right? Until if I'm gonna go Karen. and go hit his manager, hit his. Like I would, if I've exhausted everything. Like, do you think there's just one more? Like, if there is room for one more, hey, listen, man, we need to really establish some boundaries here. This is how we can. If you want to work together, that's it. But I would come through with the one more time, and then after that, then maybe I start going more into the role of what Serda is talking about in terms of like, hey, I might go above his head to just figure this out, because once you go above his head,
job, just go get him fired and get that pay bump. Like,
I mean, like that's kind of why I was coming to you guys, because I'm a kind of a 3 strikes you're out kind of guy. Like, and I do that literally with everything. Like, it's like, hey, if we make plans to hang out and you bail on me 3 times, I'm no longer hitting you up to hang out. If just anything like that. So this is his 3rd time kind of pissing me off and then having to apologize after pissing me off. And I'm wondering if I should do something about it just yet. He hasn't completely fucked up the store, but like, you know, he's like threatening to fire these kids and stuff like that. These kids love this fucking job.
How old is he by chance?
He's 46.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. If you've already reached your whatever, as I said, if I feel like there's still yet another conversation to be had before going over, if you say you have a 3 strikes and out rule, then and he's reached the 3rd strike, then maybe I would. But then you got to know what your plan is. Like, what is your plan? Like, you know, it's got to be more, well, obviously easier than the Serda. Hey, man, just go get that guy fired and take his job. Yeah. Or like, but how are you going to address it with the?
In my mind too, it's obvious that like this guy probably has an issue at doing this at every job that he's ever had. That's why
called it.
That's why it's going to be a nightmare if he quits this one and his wife is going to be livid with him. Because I bet this dude does this everywhere he goes and works. Like, so he probably just sucks. So being bad about it, like, get him out of your life.
And being the position you're in, I would assume that there are others in there that are feeling a similar way. Maybe it's just something like a team type of deal, to where it doesn't just seem like it's just you. Where like you go to like we've talked around this. There is somebody above him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There's the owner for sure. Yeah. And then there's not like a regional manager, but there's a guy in another Houston store that has been doing it for 2 years. The guy who hasn't gotten raised, whatever the fuck. So yeah, I guess there is somebody that I can go to as far as trying to figure out. I don't want to get him fired, but at the same time, I'm just like, yo, I can't keep dealing with this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, like I think maybe you and some others, maybe you know, you don't go at it as Steve is trying to aggressively do it. Go at it as, let me go get his ass canned. Like maybe you go in it as, hey man, these are some issues that many of us feel need to change for the work environment to be better and the store to be better ultimately. Now, then you put it in their point of, all right, maybe they give him feedback and say these things need to change, or maybe they do fire him, or maybe they give him feedback, these things need to change, and what probably will happen, it won't change, and then you go on and then whatever happens. So I would think there's some clear things without going in there hyper ass aggressive. Like,
so don't punch him in the face. I can't hit him.
See, that's something I had to learn too, like coming into radio, because I used to be like aggressive towards people, but it was because I came from working in like bars and restaurants and kitchens and stuff where you just say things, like you just say what's on your mind. So I used to do that to people like in this radio office building setting. People would be like, hey man, you gotta slow down. You gotta think about like how you talk to people and like what you say to them like before you go about it. Because I would just be like, I would just be like kind of aggressive, but that's just like how I acted. Like I thought that was just how everybody talked to people.
Yeah, Steve, get himself good, pissed and aggressive, and go smoke a dart, and then and then still be a bit. That's
I got better at it.
Yeah, kind of. You. That's the thing is you got us in your hands too. So when you start going off and cussing at people, see me and Serda were always tied at the hip, and he started going off cussing at people, and I got to ride with him, and now I look bad as the leader of the bunch. This damn JJ Redick, man. Like, he just will not. He just like they are letting Rudy Gobert just take them apart. and because LeBron's the tallest person on the floor. And they just won't. And they just will not. He will not budge off of this. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Luka is rolling around here with this like back injury or whatever, because he got bent over at the end of the first half. And boy, you thought his defense was shoddy. Now you add this little back issue he's got, boy. It is really rough. I mean, he can't stay in front of a soul right now. It is, yeah. Again, as I said earlier, it is just a 5-point game, but they are fighting like hell for every moment. All right. Every Wednesday, mostly, Serda comes up and gives us, we make Serda watch a black movie, and he has to give us his review. And Serda is very, very, very into the movies. He is very, very into film.
He's into film.
Gotta go see Thunderbolts this weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah, he breaks it down. He does his thing, and so this is a real breakdown of films, right? First one he did was Belly, and then now he did Love Jones, one of my faves. So let's hear your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on Love Jones.
That's urgent like a motherfucker.
That's what?
That's urgent like a motherfucker. Was a line that really stood out. It's fine. I think I understand why people like it. I understand why it was a popular movie. It is a very, very 90s movie.
It's 90s.
But there's like issues I had with like details within the movie, and then like and also like the conflict between the two people. What is it, Darius and is it
what is Nia Long's character?
Yeah. the entire issue about their love and it kind of going back and forth throughout the movie is like so
they were pissed. It was pissed. No, they pissed me off the whole time.
To the point that I was like, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I was just like, you guys ready to bang my head against the table because it was just so unnecessary. It felt like, and I know that we get that in like rom-coms and things like that. But first off, so the opening.
Let me ask you this real quick. Did it feel like a rom-com? Like, did it feel?
I mean, yeah, but it kind of felt like a rom-com that was maybe like trying not to just be like,
yeah,
oh, maybe she's with somebody else, but she's really in love with you. And then you go on this like roundabout way of eventually like falling in love and having this moment where you embrace and kiss and ride off into the sunset or whatever, which is basically what happens anyways. But it just felt like so much of their conflict and issues was just totally unnecessary because she gets rid of the other dude that was in the picture within the first like 40 minutes of the movie. Like she doesn't even give him a chance. He gets mad about his cereal and she's just like, I don't love you and I never have. Like, and then he's gone.
Yeah, but he's still jealous though. Like, that's still mess with him.
But I did so like the opening scene, it was pretty ballsy, the poetry thing. Like I had to give him credit for that. But then another thing I had issue with was like, so when he runs into her at the music shop, he steals her address off of the check, but they never actually show him see the check. So I don't really understand how he actually got her address and showed up at her apartment. And then he shows up at her apartment and she's like, and he's like, oh, this is a really nice place. And she's like, no, I'm watching it for a friend, which makes zero sense. So she has checks with that address on it, but she doesn't actually live there. She's watching it for a friend. Also, what the fuck are these people doing for money the entire movie? He's a failing writer, and they're just dicking around, living life in Chicago and New York. Like,
it's very much
successful until the end of the movie.
It's very much like Friends. How do these motherfuckers afford these two apartments that they're staying in? How are they making this money? No, it is like, listen, you crack me up. So you are in here that much depth. Like I wasn't thinking like, hey man, let's just get to the door. Let's get to that. You're in like the receipt. Well, hold on. I need to see the receipt. How do I know?
I do that with every movie because it needs to make sense to me. There needs to be like a logical conclusion to the story, or not even necessarily a logical conclusion, but at least like logical decision making along the way.
Also,
it'll at least lead you down the path.
I got to admit, grade A stalking back in the 90s. That is
unbelievable. Which, by the way, I was like, obviously,
that's amazing.
This would never fly now
at all.
But in the 90s, they did this a lot in movies, and we're just like, no, it's romantic.
Just show up.
Yeah. My barber once told me, he said, I don't care if it's friends and family. I don't care if you're my kin. If you show up to my house unannounced, you get in the hog leg. He looked at me. He goes, you know what the hog leg is, Osita? I was like, no, sir. He goes, hog leg. I was like, oh, yes, sir. Yeah, damn right.
See, yeah, no, I look at like Savion. I hated him. God, I hated his ass. I hate Isaiah Washington, and I like Isaiah Washington. And in fact, I think he was doing his job because I felt that way. I hated him so much in that shit. But he was somebody I could not fucking stand in that movie. That damn best. All right, my bad. So who I made it selfish.
Bill Bellamy was just being a bad friend too.
That's kind of his thing. Bill Bellamy back then was a bad friend guy. That's kind of his thing. All right. So who kind of stole the show for you? There's one person that kind of stole the show in the movie. Best, kind of most impressive role for you.
I really liked her friend. Her friend that like she's Josie? She's at the like poetry thing at the beginning, and then they're like riding in the taxi. She's telling about the first time they had sex, and she had sex with him on the first date or whatever.
She turned me on with her story. She could really go in deep.
I thought she was really funny. I I thought Lorenz Tate was good. I think some of his like line readings and decision making like throughout the movie were corny and annoying, but I thought for the most part it was like, because like Lorenz Tate really had some like strong performances in the 90s, and then I don't really know what happened to his career after that. Like it just kind of faded away. I feel like I'm sure he's still around. I'm sure he's still in stuff somewhere, but
I can't remember the last time I saw Lorenz Tate.
Yeah, I feel like he's got to be in TV or something. Like he's got to be doing something, unless he got like canceled for something. But I feel like he had a run there in the 90s where it seemed like he was going to be around for a while, and then he just kind of disappeared.
He may not be doing anything. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
he's got a family or something like that. He's just trying to raise his kids outside of Hollywood.
Well, I'm certain he has a family.
And the ending too, like.
I'll give you that. The ending could have been better.
The ending, as far as like awful rom-com endings go, like the ending's pretty brutal.
So like you never thought they weren't going to.
Yeah, she shows up, same club where he first did his poem, and then she reads her thing and says like I was hoping this person would be here, and then he comes out, which by the way, why does he drive a motorcycle? Who rides a motorcycle in Chicago?
I'm certain that's not weird. Yeah, I was gonna say, especially in the 90s. That was a thing.
You can take the train everywhere in Chicago. Why would you ride a motorcycle around?
There are people who ride because they were cool, and especially in the 90s. Yeah.
But so then she comes out in the pouring rain.
Yes, he does.
Somehow he yells at her. Somehow she hears him over just torrential downpour before she gets in the cab. And he's just standing under the bridge by his motorcycle, totally dry, while she's just getting drenched.
Why do you?
And then she runs over to him, and then it's just like a little bit of back and forth. There's the urgent as a motherfucker line, and then they just kiss, and it's the end of the movie. Like,
I want to steal that urgent like a motherfucking line.
Urgent like a motherfucker.
That's a great line. That is a great line. All right. I forgot. What did you rate Belly? We need to keep these down somewhere. I forgot.
I think I said it was like a 5.7 or something like that.
All right, 5.7. Where is Love Jones?
I think I'd probably give it like a 5.2. Like it wasn't a bad movie. Like I think it was well shot and there was like good things within it, but there was too many for me because I pick apart the storylines and the dialogue and the decision making and things like that. There was too many things that were just like, okay, come on. Like what are we doing here? Like why are you just running face first into a brick wall again? Like we don't have to do this. We could make a better decision that we know everyone would be happier with the outcome.
But it's part of the story. Sometimes that shit is real, dog. Right? You ain't never ran your head up against the wall in these relationships where you could make better. That shit is real. Shoot. Like that's why I almost refer to it as a rom drama. Like it was more. It was more
not just like trying to make you feel good and like fall in love with the characters, which is like that's more realistic than your typical just like rom-com.
That was my biggest thing with it is there was never a thought that they and that was the thing is they seem to try so hard to make you think that there's a chance that they don't make it, but there was never ever a thought that they wouldn't. Like never ever a thought.
When he chases her down at the train station, like that train's not moving very fast, but he's just kind of like half sprinting and he's like jumping up, like trying to look in the windows, and then kind of sees her, and then just like slowly like lets the train like it didn't even seem like he was running that hard. I was like, oh, that's the best effort you could put into him trying to get on that train and tell her that he loves her.
All right, so a little just over 5 on Love Jones. All right, you got we got to get one for next week and 2 for.
I say The Wood.
I feel like that's in the same range,
but it has a little bit of both though. It has a little bit of gangster shit and some normal shit.
What is the gang? Oh, well, you talking about Stacy?
Stacy? Yeah, of course. Stacy a gangster.
Yeah, that's one we hadn't. He hadn't seen The Wood. I'm thinking I kind of want to get you into Rosewood. You ever seen? Yeah. You want to do some slave shit? You want to
Oh,
get
Jesus Christ.
get in Rosewood? Maybe
I will. I mean,
maybe Glory. No.
I've seen Glory. I haven't seen Rosewood though. I like Don Cheadle.
Oh, Don is cold blooded. I like old school. Have you ever
It's a John Singleton flick.
What is
Rosewood?
Oh, is it? Yeah. Have you ever seen Poetic Justice?
No.
Ooh. Do you know who's in Poetic Justice?
Oh, I do feel like I vaguely remember this movie, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. Janet Jackson and Tupac.
Yeah, and Joe Torre, aka Chicago, and a very young, what's her name? Regina King.
Yes.
Yes. Lakers down by 2 in this bitch in the third quarter. Well, all right. So let's go between that. What'd you put up? You said The Wood, The Wood, and Poetic Justice.
No, Rosewood.
No, I'm not ready to put you in slave joints yet. Yeah, like we gotta work up to that one. That's a movie I watch, and like when you run into to shit like that, where it's just like, and I ain't going to fucking work today. Like that's what that joint is. I ain't going to no damn work today.
They ain't gonna work me, goddammit.
Yeah. Not today. So all right, Poetic Justice or The Wood?
I vote for The Wood, but obviously I watch either one.
All right, do the Wood then. Let's bang the Wood out then.
All right, let's do it.
Stacy.
There you go, Stacy. This is the kids got more heart than you. Like, hey, you about to see the who's who of like right there. This is a time frame of Black America right there, of the people that are in this film. Like right here, you about to catch them all. I mean, all
everybody's in this movie.
All right, take us home, Osita.
All right. Well, speaking of The Wood,
I got one.
Well, I did too. When I was in high school, making love to this red-haired French girl.